welcome to the final part of the Silent Hill commentary with me, Scully the Metalhead. Today we reached the final boss thing, which is a demon with tits. No, seriously though, if you look up closely on Samael, it's totally tits, man. I'm not sure whether or not I should censor it, but hey, whatever. Lloyd Poly still works, I suppose. Now, the strategy in order to defeat Samael here is that, whenever he shoots down that lightning there, avoid it. Simple logic, I guess, but, especially in the harder difficulties, though, that lightning packs a fucking punch. And, if this was ever a time to use those amp holes, well, yeah, now's the time to use them. In fact, on that note, I rarely find myself ever using the amp holes in Silent Hill. I mean, I guess mostly under the mindset that, you know, I have to save it. I mean, I don't really play hard mode in any Silent Hill game all that much, but, yeah, I just don't find myself using them. Excuse me, I probably should have cleared my throat and sorted out this recording before doing this, but hey, it's the final part and I gotta get it out quick! So, yeah, the plot chickens are rampant, and what's worse is that I've ran out of filler, so, yeah, I'm gonna have to think of something else. If only there was another... Actually, I probably even there. Excuse me. I just completely fucked up there, but hey. So, yeah. Take a look. You see, I'm already in the... Whoa! God damn. Samael is out for blood. Yes, use that ampoule, which is essentially just a needle. I'm guessing an ampoule is meant to be like morphine or something, but, that... maybe it's just me applying real-world physics to a survival horror video game, but I'm pretty sure if you did that in the middle of a fight, things wouldn't be going too well. But, yeah. Also, the final boss music is nothing but, you know, a bit of industrial drumming and that distorted dentist drill. Where's Sean Crahan when you need him? I don't really have anything interesting to say because, well, it's all been pretty much said. But, there's also a trick you can use in this boss fight. If you have practically no ammo for any of your weapons, and I'm pretty sure if you don't have it equipped, if you run around the boss arena for a few minutes, the boss just automatically dies. This trick also works in Silent Hill 2 when you go up against the Mary/Maria boss fight at the end of that game. And, I'm not entirely sure if it works in Silent Hill 3, since I'm pretty sure you can use melee weapons against it. Yeah. It also led to a bullshit scene in the 2004 horror movie Stay Alive where they confused Silent Hill 1 for Silent Hill 4, which was complete bullshit. But in any case, as you can tell, I'm just stalling for time, because, fuck it, that's all I'm good for when it comes to playthroughs. Get a listen to that stuff, drumming. The music in this game does kick ass, but though, like... fuck. It's essentially just a wash, rinse, repeat sort of thing, you know? Damn, gotta think of something to say other than stuff that's already been said. Fuck. Should be over pretty quick. Thunder, rain, and lightning. Fuck. Stupid Crush 40 songs entering my Silent Hill. Well, damn. Oh, there we go, the boss has ended, thank fuck. See, look, that demon has tits. Yeah. You know, honestly, if Silent Hill 1 was given the HD remake treatment, I could see that, like, being a bit of a YouTube censor. So yeah, if I was going to paraphrase this ending, it'd pretty much be, well Harry, you fought throughout hell, you pretty much risked life and limb to save me, but fuck that shit, man, here, have a new baby. Well, that's my role served, see ya. Dies. That's pretty much how I interpreted this ending. Keep in mind, like, I had pretty much no experience with any other Silent Hill sequel up to this point. Even Silent Hill 3, which was my first exposure to the franchise. So, Lalissa just says, well, the world's collapsing around you, get the fuck out of here. Head into the light, Harry. That ominous light that is on the menu screen of the game. So Harry, just being the guy that he is, just decides to run away like a smart person. Sybil's still alive? Fuck yeah, why couldn't we ever have a Sybil the Cop spin-off? Or better yet, have Silent Hill Origins be her game, you know, just kind of exploring the different parts of the town, you know, putting a different spin on things. And Kaufman's still alive too. He got pissy at us, so I don't think he deserves to live, so thankfully enough, Lisa just rises from the grave for some reason just to kill him. Isn't that nice? Though it does kind of beg the question as to how Sybil got there in the first place. I don't know. Kaufman has the weirdest scream, man, seriously. There really isn't too much to say about this ending sequence, it's kind of self-explanatory. Run away, and thus the duo escapes. No. Thanks to a well-placed chaos control by Alessa, the duo was saved temporarily. And we also close out in a bitchin' piece by Akira Yamaoka, which I can't remember the name of. The one soundtrack piece which admittedly is my favorite ending, is the very western-sounding Killing Time, which is a real bitchin' track. I recommend you listen to it on the soundtrack, because, you know, it's got a very ambient vibe whilst being, you know, a bit of a music piece in itself. It also has a very bitchin' guitar solo-ish thing. So yeah. Harry and Sybil escape, and that is the ending of Silent Hill. I guess it's time to give my final thoughts, I suppose. I really have nothing else to say at this point. I had barely anything to say aside from verbal diarrhea. I should probably have... okay, look, in closing on this playthrough, I know, like, barely anybody watched this, and trust me, I'm not really commentary material myself, all things considered, but, you know, for the 2 people that did actually bother to watch this, thanks. It meant a lot to me, you know? Like, I mean, I know a lot of people on this channel stick around for the rants, reviews, and all that, but, you know, I like to experiment, and honestly, results may vary for this sort of thing. Do I plan to do another commentary at some point in the future? Yeah, actually. In fact, it may or may not involve a certain one. For the sake of, you know, for the sake of subtlety, let's call him Neon. Minus the N. But in terms of things, you know, in terms of the game itself, Silent Hill is probably one of my favorite game franchises ever, and this game to me was the perfect introduction to all that. I mean, yeah, the voice acting is a bit hammy, the script at times is, I don't know, kinda lame with use a magical spell. And, that being said though, in comparison to the sequels, I speak more so for the sake of, like, you know, the Tom Hewlett era, and depending on how well it does the playable teaser, this game is still one of the best in the series, in my opinion, and if I was to put it in an order, in my opinion, it need to go slightly beneath Silent Hill 2. 2's still my favourite, really, because of how well executed that game was, and how, in my opinion, it does still hold up in spite of its age. But, yeah. That being said though, like, I mean, there are a lot of aspects of this game that I do wish were kind of expanded upon, like, for example, Lisa and Sybil's involvement in the story. And as I said earlier, I think that was initially planned, but considering that it was being compared to Resident Evil a fair bit, I'm guessing it was probably dropped for that very reason, which is kind of saddening in my opinion, but, you know, what are you gonna do? And this is probably the most I've ever had to say about the fucking game, without, you know, the fucking game being there. That's sad. I guess I just try to draw it out for the commentary's sake, but god fucking damn, man. But anyway, we are not quite done yet, as, if you guys want to see the alternative endings or my thoughts on them, then I'll probably post them. In fact, I'll probably just do it anyway. And another fun fact though, apparently a guide stated, I'm not sure how accurate this is considering that it's just, you know, a guide, but apparently Alessa travelled back in time and caused Harry and Sybil to be a couple or something. That's just me paraphrasing it, but yeah. And also, for whatever reason, Team Silent felt the need to put in bloopers or something. Or at least the CGI cutscenes anyway. I am absolutely baffled by this, but then again, this is the same game with UFO ending. Yes, our Sybil Arch should have been protagonist. But then again, we do have the Demon Slayer that is Harry Mason. Him and his Hammer of Justice go unmatched. And then there's Cheryl, who barely appeared in this game. Alessa Gillespie approved. You know, you could probably just recut this and end up getting like a sitcom opening. And then there's Dahlia. Holy fuck! Scariest cutscene in the game, man. And then we get to the main man himself, Harry Mason. You bloody legend. Yeah. Well, in any case, we'll finally get to see the ranking screen. Yes, back when games actually ranked you for stuff like that. That's something that games don't really do anymore. You know, they don't rank you for anything. Personally, I'm glad because I don't think my ego could take it. I think the only games that really do the ranking thing anymore is like Mario and Sonic, I think. Or either that or just arcade-style games, and the ranking wasn't too bad. But yeah, that was Silent Hill. I now have no more filler. I am quite scared. Because now, like, I'm actually gonna have to do something productive. Well, I don't know. In any case, thank you for watching, all two of you. I am Scully, keep it new metal, and I've got a bit of time left, so yeah, I should probably just get focused on reviews and stuff. And maybe finally get around to recording the Matrix Path of Neo. See you all later.